What up, my freaks? Ruinous Insight here with part 14 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Taurox the Brass Bull campaign. So as we saw last time, the bullying and the rampaging has continued unabated. Dryka is nearly destroyed with only Nachtdorf as their last settlement, and it looks like Dryka won't be revived. And we'll be taking that out with Kazrak this episode, then moving through Nagenhof and maybe taking out this little minor orc faction, and before looping back around to Castle Drakenhof, where lies another one of these special Herdstones. Are there any more that you guys are aware of, special Herdstones? I mean, we'll have Kurun and Altdorf and Castle Drakenhof shortly. There should be one here at the Oak of Ages, I assume. And let me see. There's oddly enough not anything close to Malagor. I do wonder if there's something at Skavenblight though. Although at the same time, I'm not sure why the Beastmen would care. Anyway, in addition to all that, our sort of factory of wargors continues moving. We've got, let's see, 4 here. There's a 5th one moving around, and we've got more on the field. They are just so useful by the looks of it, and we gotta get more. Damn, I should have gotten wargors earlier in the campaign. I guess pro tip for those of you starting your own Beastmen campaigns, try to get those wargors on the field. They just have too much utility and not to use them to buff the armies. I'm even going to put one in Taurox's army, even though his is going to be primarily bull and ox-based, i.e. the Gorgons. Anyway, let's see what we got to do this turn. In fact, there's nothing to see, there's nothing to do this turn, so we can end it and proceed with whatever it is we're doing. Skip unassigned skill points outpost available in the turn. Wait, did the Chaos Seeker move? And the Chaos Seeker did indeed move. Alright, keep moving, sir. You should be able to find Scarbrand shortly. I think Scarbrand's the one I'm most interested in, and possibly the Demon Prince as well, in terms of acquiring some of the Chaos units. I guess the problem is also that all of the Demon factions are very likely to be currently fighting each other, and that's probably unlikely to end. Festus wants a military alliance? Yeah, sure, Festi, sure, why not? Give us some more money, though. Man, there's barely any money. But nonetheless, frankly, the regular warriors of Chaos, like Festus, don't make good allies because of the way that their own army upgrades work. So it's really difficult to get any useful units out of them because they just don't construct them very well from their own things. These guys are going to, as in from the outposts. There's barely any units available. You, sir, are going to probably try to attack Sahagun, but there's nothing we can do about that. Don't bother calling allies to help. If you take it over, you take it over. And now the Outer Resolve is giving us this battle. It absolutely is. Is the actual battle going to go in our favor? I don't know. I don't know whether we should trust the Outer Resolve, and thus I'm going to fight it. Should be a pretty fun fight. We lack a legendary lord to rely upon, and thus should make it a little bit more difficult. Fortunately, the enemy artillery crew are fairly fragile, but the animated hulks are going to be something of a problem for this particular army. Before we get started, we once again did manage to reach the threshold, so this will be an hour-long episode again. And this has been a roller coaster, as it sometimes is, with the exception of Lewin's campaign, I guess. But anyway, the offer still stands, and we're down to 250 likes and 40 comments for the next episode to be an hour long as well. Away we go. Alright, that sounded like something of a speech to me. Here we go. Let's see if we can clear out these vampire coast enemies, and if we can keep this Herdstone. Obviously, the enemy animated hulks are going to be a problem, so are potentially the enemy range units, but we have one major advantage in that this is a relatively small map, and most of it is covered in trees. On top of that, since the enemy is attacking us, they will head towards us, and they cannot see anything with the exception of the harpies. Our entire army is hidden, and will hopefully be able to ambush the enemy as they move through these trees and mushroom growth and, well, world roots, beast paths, etc., etc. All right. I'm just gonna take a look at the map for a second. It is a lovely map, and we don't have enough of these battles, so we gotta enjoy them while we can. Because most of the time we'll be fighting in the, oh, what do we have here? Oh, it's just some sap. Okay, I thought it was some kind of bloody, chaotic sacrifice. Most of the time we'll be fighting on the field in regular battles. Anyway, I'm gonna speed it up while the enemy slowly gets to us. I thought that by the time that I had looked around, they would, but obviously the Vampire Coast or the Undead generally are quite slow. 28 movement speed, a little bit slower than standard infantry, and they're going to take their sweet time getting to us. We're waiting in ambush. It may not be an ambush battle, but in this particular case, it almost is. It's just that the enemy isn't in a column, and they don't know when we will fall upon them. Alright, and foolishly, the enemy is moving out its artillery frontward, as in front of their army, to try to hit all those harpies in the back. That's going to be an issue for them, as soon as they uncover our first unit, we send in the entire army through those forests. I hear a few hits coming down on a few of our units, but just like that, we're engaged. Carronades and mortars far too close, and suddenly the woods are full of howling beastmen. Perfect. Alrighty, well, like this, we've engaged the enemy main line. We're actually going to try to charge our Centaurs through in order to get to the enemy back line and destroy whatever other range units remain. Unfortunately, it looks like the enemy will be able to block off the Centaurs with animated hulks, but not to worry, we have our 2 units of Harpies. One unit will hit the deck gunners, the other one will hit either the bombers or the gunnery white, and we do have to watch out for those bombers as they are pretty threatening, generally speaking. The deck gunners, however, are made of wet tissue paper. They can dish out massive amounts of damage, but they certainly can't take it. And the Harpies will have no problem ripping them apart, especially with that bleed effect on them. There we go. And deck gunners exploding, and not in a good way. And not exploding us. It looks like we did manage to get at least a few of the Centaurs somewhat through, but still the animated hulks continue to block us. We don't want to fight the animated hulks directly with the Centaurs, or rather leave the Bestigors to hold them off and dish out damage. And the same with the Ungors and stuff while we hit the enemy in the back. Fairly simple battle. It's just a matter of grinding the enemy down, and we're looking like we're doing pretty good at that so far. The enemy, I believe that was a gunnery white that just went down. I saw a hero, but I couldn't quite see, but I think it was only a gunnery white. And the balance of power remains roughly even, but will rapidly switch to our favor. With the enemy hero down and the enemy lord about to fall as well, that's going to be a pretty massive morale shock. The enemy lord surrounded by a pile of units, and has begun to disintegrate as well. And down you go, sir, and with that morale shock, the balance of power shifts massively in our favor. In fact, that looks like that and gives us the victory. With the death of the enemy lord, the entire enemy army will collapse. Just a few units will remain to be destroyed while they're disintegrating. But it looks like we have the advantage here. Kind of difficult to see what the heck is going on in this type of battle, but, well, what are you gonna do? And I guess that's appropriate for the Beastmen. Very nice. A heroic victory for us, and it looks like we'll be able to keep this Herdstone just fine. Alright, well, that went quite well indeed, and I'm very happy with the result. And hey, we get free money because we don't need the bestial rage, and it's not like we really need to heal up here as well. Now, judging by the results of that, it seems that the Vampire Coast are probably not the best type of army to attack a Beastman Herdstone, mostly because the forests protect you too much from enemy range superiority, whether it be from artillery or from missile infantry. 3. And while certain army compositions would certainly work very well against us here, as in ghostly units, for example, Mournguls and Sirens, or sort of what they had started here with piles of animated Hulks and possibly bombers, they didn't have enough of any of those units and to really lean into that and leverage their effectiveness. Once again, very nice to get those Razor Gores working for us and those Best Gores helping defend. And once we upgrade our Herdstones here, it looks like at the very least mid-game armies will not be able to take said Herdstones. Take the money. Sacrifice the captives, take the money. You're gonna back off. And, I wonder, was this 10 before, or was it a different peace treaty? Was it a different number? I'm wondering whether the, let me just see here. Whether the battle counted by giving us some marks of ruination. I believe it does when it's a lord, but I'm not sure if it does when... Yes, it did count, because this ritual wasn't performable before. Fascinating. Well, that actually works quite well. Makes the some of the rituals at least sort of self-sustaining, if that makes any sense. But anyway, Malagor, you got things to do, my friend. You're gonna head to Belmaz here in Beastmen ambush, we could do gathering herds, but it really depends on if we're gonna fight this or not. And by the looks of it, there's nothing crazy there. Alright, here's what we'll do. First of all, you're gonna head to Belmaz. That's the first thing. Then we're gonna have Pidhafu join you. Oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna fight this. I didn't realize that there was a small defending army here with some bears and stuff. Not anything concerning, mind you, but, you know, concerning enough that we'll have to make it work. And not to worry, Pidhafu, you are going to join in. Rank 19. I summoned him between the episodes so that he could replace a much lower rank hero. Before we get on that, however, we are going to do two things. Thing the first will be you. Purchase Lords and Heroes are now recruited at rank 15. Very, very nice. And I guess I could have waited to summon the Beastman Shaman, but hey, we'll need him here. Oh, another Rotten Wargore. Very nice indeed. Then we're going to need additional Wargore capacities, but I think we can't afford them right now. And, ooh, Beret Shaman. Up at level 24 now. It's looking real nice. I would really like to get... Oh, there's a rotten one here as well. Could be nice to put that in a Nurgle army, because it feels like, well, it makes sense for them. And frankly, so does this, but this also works for kind of a lot of the gods. Let me see here. We would like to summon a new lord now. The strategist. You are going to lead the Tzeentch army, and hey, you're going to do it at rank 16, so I think. And that's quite nice. Try not to randomly explode this time, if you please. Or if you would. Razor Gore Chariot. Wait, did you... No. Don't be on a Tuskgore Chariot. Be on a Razor Gore Chariot. What's wrong with you? Why would you take the inferior? Alright, you're good now. We're gonna fight this in a second, but I'd like to see what else it is we have to do. I might also send the Tzeentch army to grab this. There's like a line of islands, which could be quite nice to pick up. Well, first we'll actually head to Varan to recruit the... Chosen Sangors, which we now can recruit, although I do have to wonder, wait, get yourself into, oh, you can't get into Hidden Encampment. I wanted to see whether global recruitment was available. Morgur, you do it, and ow, would you look at that, Arisen the Ever-Living, wait, Unrelenting, they're called the Ever-Living, yeah, sure, and this guy is going to head down to Bokill, though judging by what happened to the other force, it's unlikely, I think, that he'll win, but who knows, he might. We'll see what's actually in the army. This we will actually fight, because there's a full stack here, and I'd like to see the Jabberslythe finally in action. Brabener, we're not going to replace you with a higher level, mostly because you've been around for so long at this point. I would just feel bad. What we will, however, do is level up a few things. First of all, Earthing has to be prioritized. I don't really care for Savage Dominion. However, Mantle of Gorok could be useful on our Jabberslythe. So I guess the question, however, is, would we use it over the area of effect damaging spells? And the answer is maybe, but what the real answer is we're going to get scouting, because we want as much of it as possible. Morgur, you're going to fight this in a second as well, and you can actually head into Ruination. Stand, sir. And, oh, I should have moved around this way. It's too late now. We'll adjust, as we do. I wanted to see if somebody has access. You need to head out to sea, sir. I did say I wanted to see. I'm not sorry. Kazrak, can you get access to... Where are you going? I was going to have Kazrak kill you. I wanted to access global recruitment, but it appears that this is not really a possibility. You were going to take Nochdorf, I guess in Ruination stance, although if you take it from this side, you may move. Actually, it probably won't be possible, will it? Yeah, okay, you're gonna be stuck. Alright, so go into Ruination, take Nochdorf, and then we'll hit Nagenhof next turn. And now Draika is back, but I don't think we're gonna bother fighting this. Nah, they have no chance here. Let's face it, they have no chance here. There's no need. Yes, will auto-resolve. Did I need to level everybody? Maybe I did, but it's too late now. A little bit of damage, decent amount of money, decent amount of dread, and we are going to... You know what, let's erase for the constant casualty replenishment rate since we went ahead and damaged ourselves with that auto. Stop moving. There you go. Tuskgore Chariot for you. And Tuskgore Chariot for you. And... Kazrak never fought Drake? Oh. I guess Morgar rather fought her twice. Huh. Oh, we got another Scroll of Leeching. Well, that's just swell. I never bothered to use those. But the swell thing is we can transfer them into another blue item. Let's hope for not a garbage one. Don't you dare turn into another Scroll of Leeching, I swear. Trollhide. What do we have here? Passive... A regeneration armor. Oh my. Well, that's just lovely. Who do we give this to? We could give it we could give this to Taurox. Oh wait. Taurox, you have a source of regeneration. This would in theory give you another source of regeneration. I guess the question is, would that be better than more ward save? He's at 33% right now with the Rampage and with the Trickster's Helm, which ain't bad. This makes him hit harder, though. You know, I'm not sure, but I kind of like the idea. I'm going to give him the Trollhide for now, and we may have to swap it out later, depending. But it makes him hit even harder, even if it makes him less defensive. Although Taurox should be equally defensive and offensive due to his, brass skin there. So yeah, now he has the Trollhide regen. Should be pretty good. And does he have any fire resistance? I don't know. Because he gets the weakness from fire. Does it really matter? I think the regeneration will counteract it anyway. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Taurox, you're going to head to Castlangui in a moment. In fact, wait. Oh, well, if it isn't Rapunz, I was going to head to Castlangui, but, you done goofed, Rapunz, because we're going to fight you now. Okay, fine. Taurox, head to Beastmen ambush. I'm almost tempted to try to not ambush. The problem is she's going to run. Unless the ambush succeeds, in which case she'll fail to run. Alright, we're gonna start with this one, because, well, this is a decent army. They've got plenty of questing knights and some knights errant, both of which are buffed by Rapunz, unless I'm mistaken. Sure, she's a relatively low level at level 12, but otherwise. Anyway, we are going to level up before we attack. Arcane Conduit for you, good sir. And, well, since you're on your Razorgore Chariot, we'll get you a Many-Limbed Fiend as well, and we should probably start moving into some of these spells. Let's get, I think, Traitorkin. And we're gonna get pretty much everything in here anyway. Next to you, sir. Your scouting is now maxed out. I would like you... Okay, you've already got the good spells. Well, Flock of Doom. Curse of Enra here. It's quite useful. I guess the question is, do we need it here? Do we need it Enra here? Get Many-Limbed Fiend. I'm such an idiot. Maybe Flock of Doom. It should be quite effective against the peasants, if nothing else. Go for it. Not that we really need it against the peasants, mind you, because you don't really need anything against the peasants. Just like, look at them and they die. Let's go for Call to Morsleep, and let's get to Deadly Onslaught for you. I think Unnatural Thirst over Woundmaker, mostly because these guys don't have any way to heal themselves, because for whatever reason... And I know I mentioned this before, but for whatever annoying reason, they decided that lords and heroes don't get the same buffs as the units that are buffed. So we have the super gore greed that heals the minotaurs, but the gore bulls, which are much more powerful, don't get that. They just get regular blood greed, which makes no sense to me. It should really apply to the heroes as well. But what are you gonna do? Call to more sleep for you, and Unnatural Thirst, and we'll get you to Deadly Onslaught, and then you, sir. Lastly, you get Call to more sleep, go figure, and Unnatural Thirst, then into Deadly Onslaught as soon as we can. And there we go. Also, I really want to try out that Blood Brute Behemoth, so that's a thing. You are currently at war with Clan Pestilence and Mousillon. We are going to talk to Clan Pestilence now, because we can. Later we'll destroy them, but for now, we'll be friendly in that we will join your war for money. It ain't much money, but it is money. Thank you, thank you. But we won't make any kind of alliances with them, because they're probably going to be at least somewhat in Taurox's way. Taurox, 1 second. You're nearing the first rampage. Ooh, it would be really nice if we could get the rampage going after this attack to replenish, but first of all, I guess we have to figure out whether the ambush works. Come on, don't screw us on this. Ah, yes, it did not screw us on this. Now, decisive victory, low casualties. Yes, but, you know, Blood Brute, so away. Alright, here we go. Joan of Arc versus some kind of brazen bull demigod. We'll see how that works out. Otherwise, we know that it's not going to work out so well for her army. Her knights perhaps will be able to hold on, but those poor peasants that are engaged are going to get hit hard. More importantly than all that, perhaps, is that we get to try out our first Gorgon, specifically the Blood Brute, with those glorious animations. He looks like he's having a fun time, doesn't he? There we go. Oh, imagine being a peasant and you just see this thing running at you. I mean, that's even got to be more terrifying than Taurox, even though technically Taurox is much more deadly. But still, there we go. It's like it's just like looking down on you. The last sight you see is this. Very, very nice. Alrighty, well, I expect great things from you, Gorgon 1. There will be plenty more from... Ooh, and he's got plenty of splash damage as well. Look how many units go flying. Reminds me of Taurox himself. This little guy takes after the big bull. And let's see how he does throughout the rest of this battle. Questing Knights move in. They got a lot of armor piercing on them, so they will be a threat to the Blood Brute. But at the same time, the Blood Brute should be very much a threat to them as well, and bring down plenty of knights with every hit of his. There we go. I think we just saw 3 or 4 get knocked down with a single blow. I wonder, does a 4-armed unit have faster attacks than a 2-armed unit, or are the 2 extra arms just for show? There we go, and knocks one of our own Minotaurs over, but at least the Minotaur will get back up. How are we doing with the rest of the battle? The balance battle has quickly shifted to about 90% in our favor. Taurox has actually been chasing Rapunce around this entire time. Started here, but she keeps running from him rather than face off against him directly. Though somewhat smartly, she's trying to go after the Beret Shaman here, together with her knightly cohorts. And frankly, that's at least a unit that she has a chance to destroy. Not going to go so well against Taurox here. A couple more blows and it looks like she's in pretty darn bad shape. Taurox will continue chasing her, I guess. And she's going to go somewhere else. Somewhere far, far away from Taurox. And the Blood Brute in the meantime has moved back in to fight the questing knights here, and Taurox continues chasing. Man, a lot of Taurox's battles just involve him chasing enemy lords that are too scared to fight him around. Must be a little bit infuriating for him. He just wants to fight. And I'm sure his army does too, but alas, we will not be able to for much longer as the enemy army begins to shatter the knights and know that they cannot fight that Blood Brute. And damn, you are quick, Blood Brute. I was not expecting you to keep pace with knights like that. And that's quite nice. What's your speed at? Yeah, 68. And in fact, the knights are a little bit faster, but for whatever reason, I guess when it's in its charge animation, it can run about on par with them, which is quite nice. Well done, Bloodroot, and you got 66 kills and 13k damage for an ambush, and that's pretty damn good because ambushes are obviously generally quick. Anyway, we're gonna run down whatever we can, but we'll do it off screen. Alright, very nice, very nice. Glad to see the Bloodbrute finally in action, and we'll be joined by a couple more Gorgons in this army later on. Otherwise, well, Rapunzel didn't really want to fight Taurox, but, you know, why would she? 43k damage on our Beret Shaman, which is pretty darn decent, and everybody did reasonably well. Once again, the Razor Gores are really cleaning house. Enjoy them a little bit more while they're in this army, though they will be transferred to a new host as soon as said host is available. Oh, wow, the Destroyers of the Drakewald, also 18k. I mean, I guess the poison is really working for him. We are going to once again take the money, because we just keep needing on getting more money. Sacrifice those captives, please. And will that give us the rampage or not? Alright, what do we have here? Challenges of the Dark Gods complete. Hey, Horde growth +1 from defeating Rapunzel. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but I am very happy that we do get it. Don't really care about the research, to be honest. It doesn't really matter all that much for our faction. A free potion of strength, another spawn wrangler. We keep getting these, and looks like we are just short of the rampage. However, will we always be? Go after Mr. Jules the Troubadour. And auto-resolve him. Don't you tell me this damaged us now. Well, 23 lost. Probably the already damaged hounds got damaged further. Heal them back up, since 720 money is probably not worth it. Now we should have the rampage, yes? Yes, indeed. Perfection. I guess we're heading to Grasngar Castle. I was originally going to head over to Castle Longhi, but I guess we could pass through Ouision and Grasgar to take the Oak of Prophecy and then grab all this stuff. Loop back around this way. And maybe set sail for Albion just because we feel like it. I don't know. I haven't decided, but it'll all depend on when we can get another army for Taurox. Taurox, you will move... I mean, I guess we could hit Castlelongi still post-Rampage if we desire to do so. Start moving this way. You have to get to the road anyway. That doesn't change anything. A-roading ye shall go. Nice. And then you are going to... What do we have here again? I pretty much always take Unyielding Onslaught because the ward save is just too useful, especially while we use the relatively fragile various doggos. So Unyielding Onslaught continues. Then we'll have to decide as to which direction we go. We can reach either one by the looks of it, and we could probably rampage either way, but I was thinking about raising a Herdstone at Castle Longhi, which means we wouldn't be able to continue the rampage this very turn. But I guess we could continue it after. Not the worst time to raise one. What I would also like to do is get another army up and running, but I guess for now we just don't have the dread. Plus, we got to keep on recruiting those Wargors. So let's continue that Wargor capacity increase again. It's starting to get pretty darn expensive. And this is with the reduction, mind you. It's almost at the same level as the others, but gotta have our Wargors. Can't have too many Wargors. Kazrak, you, sir, are going to... Okay, first of all, I want to see something. Global recruitment. We have 3 chosen Sangors available. Who lacks... Okay, you're tier 3. We need a tier 4 to get 4 chosen Sangors. Start to get that Zinch army up and running. More... Is it Malagor? Is Malagor the one that is screwing us over on this? It is indeed Malagor. Alright, next turn, though, he'll be able to get that Bloodied Lair, which is fine. Okay. We'll have 4 chosen Sangors up and running. I wish we could, you know, intersperse some regular Sangors in there, but that's fine. We are using the chosen Sangor army to be a ranged army. Anyway, Kazrak, You are going to stay in, I guess, raiding stance. Can you raid Nagenhof? It looks like you can't reach it. Okay, well, you'll have to reach it to lock down that ritual, so continue on this way. Korash Hornbreaker, you cannot join this army, but you will soon. I guess now the question is, where do we get you, Mr. Rotten? Rasuizu the Rotten? Oh, not a bad name, actually. Up and running. What are you again? You are Rotten. Oh, so we could double up on Rotten. We could do 2 Rotten ones in Kazrak's army, for example. And then take out the 2 Nurgle's Foul Stink guys and put them both into a Nurgle army. I kind of like that. I kind of like that indeed. I don't want to go overboard on Kazrax, but at the same time, he'll still be able to transfer them over to other armies. Borgor, what were you again? Khorne's Fury, yes, you were heading to, oh my lord, all the way to Taurox. Honestly, it may take you so long that it might be better to, you know what, head out to sea, travel by sea. It might actually be better... And, oh, guys don't seem to travel by sea very far. Well, I guess they don't travel by land very far either. Alright, that's fine. Might actually be better to just have a second army built near Taurox and then have him recruit more Wargors. Although, will this still be up by then? We got 4 turns left of it. Maybe not. Well, either way, we'll get another Rotten guy here. Nice. And level 21. Ain't it lovely? Hey, what's this from? Chalice of Dark Rain? Where did we get that from? You are on your Razorgore. Good, and I just want to double check that you're on your Razorgore as well. Alright. Kazrak, sit here for a turn. Take out Nagenhof next turn. Next... This turn, since we tried our Gorgon, it's now time to try out the Jabberslythe as well. Morgar, time for you and your army to shine once more. And the enemy's in march stance, so they probably don't have much of a chance, but nonetheless. And we got unit trials to do. Bullying trials. Oh, Alrighty, here we go. We got to try out our first Gorgon, and it's time to try out our first Jabberslythe as well. These things are really nasty looking and really nasty in their effectiveness against the enemy. Those auras, that bile blood effect that they have, are going to be very helpful in Morgar's army and lean further in to the concept of the army as well. I will test you out as soon as you're through that gate. It's going to take a few seconds though. It looks like the enemy understands the threat of the Jabberslythe and will immediately start with a Spirit Leech upon it. Hopefully that won't be too much of an issue for it, and we'll work our way through the gate and send everybody in right after. Blood and Gores, Art Sandgores are in there, and they're going to be moving in with Morgar and the Jabberslythe, and the rest of the army will simply wait outside until they're ready to go. Obviously, this army likes Shatterstone, but we will get it eventually for them, and just to speed the matter up a little bit. And there we go, Morgar together with his new pet enter the fray, and a few of those Sandgores to guard them both. And we'll see how well the enemy do. Oh, I like the color scheme. I like it very much, in fact. Kind of reminds me of the Barrow Legion color scheme. It's very similar. A little bit greener. I think both of them are my favorite color schemes for the wow, that was a heck of a jump for the vampire counts. Just gotta keep an eye on the Jabberslythe. Yeah, those animations, damn. I guess like the Tomb Scorpion, it is really going to be hard to pin this frickin' thing down because it has a very long distance jumping animation. which is good for us, though it appears to not really like staying right into the center of the combat, which could in theory be annoying if we're trying to get it to apply its aura to as many enemies as we possibly can. Alright, come on, get back into the middle of the fray. There we go, right on in there. There we go. I wonder what does more damage, the Jabberslythe leap like that, or the body slam of the rogue idols. Anyway, a Bray Shaman activates his Vile Tide, and the rest of our units are now moving into the city. Plenty of our Chaos Spawn to join the fray. The Jabberslythe's already at 200 kills, and Morgr is at 200 kills as well. They were both at 205 at the same time. Damn, keeping pace with each other. I like that. I like that very much. Some big new bullies are going to enjoy themselves now. And ooh, we've got an enemy lord moving in and bravely attempting to attack us. It is a Necroarch lord though, so it's not going to be as fighty as another vampire lord. And either way, Morgr should have no problem not only fighting the enemy lord, but at the same time damaging all the enemies around him, around the enemy lord with his aura while fighting. Which is quite a nice thing to have. Looks like the Jabberslythe's going after the enemy lord now, or possibly after the enemy Black Knights. They're kind of hard to say. Or, ooh, there we go. Down goes the enemy lord and the Jabberslythe and gets the kill. Devolve comes down, and now we've got auras, we've got Devolve. This is not a good place to be. Though I guess since we're fighting the undead, they're not really aware, or at least not cognizant of the danger. At the very least, the skeleton warriors and the zombies are. The Graveguard perhaps are aware of the danger, but they can't feel fear, so they perhaps don't really care. Alrighty, and the battle should be ours pretty soon. Bounce power shifts to about 90% in our favor. More enemy units move in, but at the same time, more and more Chaos Spawn are streaming into the city. And while our Jabberslythe continues jumping around in the background and Morgr continues applying his aura, and it looks like the Jabberslythe has gotten more kills than Morgr now has. Well done. A very nice debut. A very nice debut indeed. Which one did you guys enjoy more? The Hellbrute, or not Hellbrute, that's a 40k thing. Wait. Are there Hellbrutes in fantasy? Wait, no, there's a Slaughter Brute. I don't know if there's a Hellbrute equivalent. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. The Gorgon or the Jabberslythe, which had the better debut. Obviously, the Jabberslythe will have done more damage, but I mean that's hardly a fair comparison in the sense that the Brute, and not the Brute, damn it, the Gorgon got its debut during an ambush battle, a short ambush battle, whereas the Jabberslythe got to apply its aura to a massive amount of enemy zombies. Both pretty intimidating units, but anyway, looks like there's a Necro or possibly a Corpse Guard with Balefire here, though it'll be gone soon enough, and I do believe the balance of power has shifted to 100% in our favor. The enemy is in the midst of shattering and disintegrating, so a couple more hits to bring down that Corpse Guard and the battle will be ours. And the Balefire light goes out at last, and okay, that was supposed to be on cue. Okay, there's another Skeleton Warrior unit here. Fine. And give that a charge with our Chaos Spawn. We took away the spotlight from them this time around, so I guess we can watch them and destroy the last remaining Skeleton Warriors, though they are doing so in shadow and thus are going to be a little bit more difficult to see. All eyes on the Jabberslythe this time around. I guess down go the skeletons, and I believe there's another little unit back here. Skeleton spears. Okay, well, back to the Jabberslythe. It is then. There is still this barricade, however. But I guess if they're going to go through it... Oh, I wonder how the Jabberslythe will react with the enemy in the way, though. As in the barricade in the way. Yeah, it can't jump over it, so it'll just keep doing its jumping animation and drop down on the skeletons below it. Huh. That might make it particularly effective near barricades like this, as the AI has a tendency to send tons of units through, and like a blob just under this. Quite interesting. Alright, I'm excited to see how much damage the Jabberslythe has racked up by the end of this particular battle. And Morgur as well. He's been here all along, doing his own auras. And that is, this time, the very last unit on the field. Skeleton Spears out, a decisive victory for us, and let's see those big numbers. Alright, very, very nice indeed, with the addition of our first Jabberslythe, who got 647 kills and 88,000 damage. This army is starting to look really nasty, getting those Mortis engine effects stacking. Morgur himself also no slouch with 58k damage and 413 kills and 423 on 83k damage on Bravener, our original Beret Shaman. Over 1,400 kills just from these 3 units alone. Can't wait to get a couple more Jabberslythes in here, and then possibly at least one Incarnate Elemental Beast for even more Mortis Engine action. Scroll of Blast. Great, thank you. And, oh, 199. Oh, the Blood and Gores did very nicely as well. Well done to you, Tsangors. We are going to raise this because there's not much point to put a Herdstone here, I think. I think I was going to put one over here just for maximum area denial. Even though it's a little bit far. But we also don't really need to heal, so loot and raise, and stop moving. Alright, then go into a raiding stance. Unfortunately not in the enemy territory, but we'll be at full health, so we don't really care, and we should be able to reach Burrs, rather, and put that area denial thing right there. Then, if we take Middenheim, we'll be able to immediately pop the ritual for even more area denial, and this entire place will continue being a ruin. Beautiful. Alrighty, so what else do we have to do? Not much in terms of moving. We do have a little bit of money to spend, but Morgur, you probably just gonna wait for the Cursed Labyrinth. I'm a little bit tempted to actually just upgrade the Pelt Totem here so that you can get your own War, but I guess Kazrak's army is close enough that we don't need to concern ourselves at the current time. There's a few other buildings that would be nice in here. I would like that Shaman Spire upgrade. And, 6,000. Wait, wasn't it always 6,000? Horde building construction cost minus 25%. That's with the reduction? What was it before then? Curious. I wish I remembered what some of the costs for these were. But alas, I do not. Oh well, not a big deal. We may want to also build the Giant Slayer here, though it depends on how many of these guys we want. Oh, we definitely want the Jabberslythe building. I really don't want to break down those gates again next time it's necessary in Middenheim. It will probably be necessary, but we'll save the money for now and we'll see. Otherwise, it looks like we're good and ready for Malagor to strike. I guess we could probably use some money to build something in your army, but you don't have the growth as of yet. Could also level you, but, well, you know what? The only thing I really want to do is make sure that you get that Blessing of Tzeentch up and running. Because, oh, does this change your look? Wait, a moment. Oh, it doesn't change his look. I thought that the Beast Lords were one of the ones that looked different depending on which blessing you took. A bit of a shame, what can you do? Get your gargantuan hooves as well, and then we'll figure everything else out later. Most likely Slugskin, because, well, you'll be ranged focused, and also strategist does really make sense to me for a Tzeentchian army. Is Torquerinda still in range? Yes, and Scabbreach is also in range, so we'll have to loop around, kill the Skaven there, and then loop over here, kill the Skaven there. Probably while we destroy these guys. Also, are we at war with you yet? We are not, but we will be. And probably Clan Scryer and Rapturous Exus and everybody else nearby. Anyway, first of all, Taurox. Before I forget that we can replenish your movement, because I absolutely will, let's replenish your movement. And, oh, we can reach both of these, so we could hit Usion, then Grassgar, then Castle. Oh yeah, that's how we do it. Because both of these are still in range of Kurun, meaning we could destroy both of these, pop the ritual, and then raise a new Herdstone here without having to be worried about being stuck with only one. Yes, Taurox, you're gonna auto-resolve this. It's probably gonna hurt a little bit. But I guess if we're going to heal up at Castlongi anyway, it won't matter. Ah, yes, good job, Ruinous. Away you go, Taurox. Away you go. We should probably level you up a little bit, but honestly, at this point, your army is not being leveled. It's just you, and you're doing just fine. Auto-resolve. Sorry, doggos. 24 down to 21. Yeah. A little bit of damage. We will loot and raise for the cash, and we will... a little bit of movement doesn't actually hurt too bad. Head into... you can see we'll still reach Grasscar. Very nice. It'll probably hurt us a little bit more, but it is what it is. And auto-resolve this as well. Alright. Don't want to go overboard on this, because we had that problem earlier where we did it too much. Still 2,000 gold. I'm just a little bit tempted by raising, but I think we're... well, if we auto-resolve that, then we may need it. Alright, fine. Raise in advance. And that... no. Don't advance that way. You're advancing the wrong way, good sir. Go to Castlongi. Next. Replenish the movement. Destroy that. Perform the ritual here. Just to double check. Yeah. And great area denial here as well. Perform ritual. I really wish that could run... hey, another Skull of Catan, nice. Hey, another doe, very nice. In fact, you, sir, new guy, Arberku the Heart Eater, you can have a doe. And you're a new... I gotta give these Gifts of Chaos to somebody. It's just that the, most of the armies don't have room for them, really. Where is doe? There you are. Alright. And you can... this will help you grow your new horde because you're gonna need it, and without Bestial Rage, you're definitely gonna need it. Beautiful. Alright, Taurox. Well, let's continue. Replenish movement. Then go into regular stance, then go into Ruination stance. You're not going to move past Castlongi, although... wait. Go into ambush stance. If we can destroy this army with an ambush real quick, that'll be just swell. As it'll be free dread and we don't have to chase them down after. Come on, ambush. Didn't work out. You know what, I probably shouldn't have done that. I should have just had them get destroyed by Castlongi. We could actually chase after them, but then we won't be able to hit Castlongi and would have to waste our momentum on the replenishment. Is that the worst thing in the world? Maybe not. I do have Henri Le Massif there as well, and they're going to go back and build an army. I guess the question is, do we care? And maybe 12% will still be enough for you to move back to Castlongi? Nah, it won't. It won't. It's not worth the momentum, I think. What's the likelihood he sieges us here once we auto-resolve, though? I'm gonna say low. Or I'm gonna hope low. We're at 6. Oh, we're actually getting close to Cataclysmic again, which means we'll lose our ability to... fine. It's just fine. Just kill him, then. We'll replenish. Not a big deal. Auto-resolve. And this will hurt a little bit, and we can hopefully heal up rather than take the money. It's not much healing, but it's not honest work. And then hit into... no, we can't still reach it. Hey, we got a Trickster Shard as well. There's that Savage Rampage. Castlongi is next. Though, just to double check, maybe we can switch back to our regular stance. And... can we? No, we cannot. Oh, wait. You automatically do. Well, auto-resolve this, because obviously this is not worth fighting. And rather than raising it, we... wait, it'll actually be cheaper to recolonize it. Loot and raise, and stop moving immediately. And, hey, another Book of Assure. Damn, you're getting good stuff in the Eye of Morsleep. Well, that's right on time, because we want you to be part of our Tzeentchen army. Well. You're going to reclaim Castlongi. Oh! The colonization cost was actually equal to it now. Go figure. It wasn't like that before. We definitely got more from one raise previously, but oh well, raise Herdstone. Not a big deal. We want to do that anyway. A nice and... oh, it has a port, which is actually kind of detrimental because it doesn't come with any defenders, which is annoying. I really feel it should. But oh well. Like, why would you not want a port? Yes, obviously shamanic challenges for more of that dread everywhere. Though we'll have to build a coronate thing. Did I end up doing that here? Yes, I did. Okay, so we have the chosen corn gores up and running. We can build them at Kurun once Taurox raises a new army. I think we'll do the... We'll do his not next, but the one after. Next one will be Nurgle, right beside Khazrak. Or from Khazrak's army. Now, ooh, Taurox, you reached level 30. Fantastic. Get your mentor. That'll really help. And you have Fueled by Blood, you have Juggernaut, you have Gore Tusks. Guess in theory we could get your Shadowhide and Uncanny Senses. I don't think you really care about either one. At least, not much. Nonetheless, 20% spell resistance. Who knows, you might run into a situation where it would be useful. And are any of these guys level 30? No, so I'm just gonna level them up before we actually have something of a challenging battle. Alright, well, it looks like Bretonnia is in pretty bad shape, and are you actually headed to Castle Gisoro? You crazy? With that army? Maybe he'll get reinforcements from these other little armies, but anyway. Alright, so what I want to do here is this. First of all, you... Oh, you can't raise it in enemy territory? Ah, no. Game, why you do this? Okay, well, that's a shame. Well, I guess we'll try him out next time. For now, Malagor, let's level you and let's strike again. What were we going through? I think I promised last time that I would finally go for Doom of Mankind, so let's go for Doom of Mankind now. I've been avoiding it for far too long. Also, if we're gonna fight with Malagor, let's get a few more harpy names in here. Why not? Well, while we're here, right? Daughters of the Crowfather. Oh, this is not gonna fit, is it? Daughters of the Crowfath. Daughters of Crowfather. There we go, good enough. Long names won't fit. I don't know why they did the 2 lines for lords, but only 1 line for units. Again, game, why you do this? Downcast Angels, and let's do 1 Manticore. Do we have oh yeah, we do have Manticore names. Alright, swell. Manticore, how about Kinfeaster? All on theme. And you gotta appreciate theme. Alright, away you go, sir. Let's try not to lose our recruit this time. Or the supporting guy this time. And just don't have him get exploded by walls. Go. Alright, here we go again, and getting plenty of battle variety in this particular episode with lots and lots of lords fighting and doing their thing. Malagor returns to the fray as well with his Flock of Doom started on the biggest blob of enemies he can see, and I'm sure that's going to dish out decent damage. In fact, just out of curiosity, before he uses his ability, 21k from a single spell, and that's about to rise even higher as he activates his Vortex and summons his Defiled Crows. Gotta love that Unbreakable on those units as well, as it is really quite helpful. Alright, can't... It looked like there were like warpstone crystals under the... under that effect. I wonder if it's a recycled effect of some Skaven thing, maybe? A Skaven clan stone? Curious. Curious indeed. But anyway, we have our harpies joining the fray somewhat and helping out against the enemy runners. Our melee units are doing a little bit of fighting, as well as the enemy feral bears and feral cold ones. Feral ice bears and feral cold ones. And, wait. No, these are just feral bears, not ice bears. I thought it was a mix of regular feral bears and ice bears, but no. Just feral bears indeed, although their feral cold one friends are gonna abandon them quite quickly. Up in the sky, it looks like an enemy feral manticore has been surrounded by our own manticores, and it looks like they will show their manticore superiority to the dark elves here. Don't need to bother chasing it down as it has shattered, simply return to the fray and keep going after the enemy melee troops. Or I should say missile troops, as there aren't too many melee troops now remaining. Malagor's still in the fight, and we drop him down below so that he can keep his debuff aura active on the enemy. More of our harpies are joining the fray as well and dropping down on those missile infantry units to prevent them from firing. The harpies can't really fight enemy melee very well, but they rip the enemy missile infantry apart while the melee gets distracted, and it does work out quite nicely. There we go. There's something very horrific about the way that the Malagor's flying army works as well. It's the unit cohesion gets disrupted very quickly, and then it's just a horrifying mass of wings and talons all over the place. Very chaotic looking battlefield. Which is as it should be. Anyway, another Flock of Doom. There's a unit of Blackguard of Nag around here, but it looks like they will shatter and the rest of the enemy will follow suit, and the battle will once more be ours. Very, very nice indeed. The enemy lord drops just as we end the battle as well. Alright, another nice little battle for Malagor and 65k damage on him, which does well enough, and the Manticores once again proved their worth, assassinating enemy units going after that Death Hag, and the enemy Sorceress, as well as targeting the enemy Manticore. Hey, one of ours is named Kinfeaster now after all, so that does make sense, and then going for the harder targets like the Black Ark Corsairs that the Harpies couldn't really or can't really handle without getting too badly damaged. I believe we're going to loot and raise here. It's certainly enough to make it worth our time. Go. And don't run too far because we need to protect this horde, whatever, from further damage. Malagor, you're going to go into raiding. Don't bother losing your bestial rage. And Aberku, you have to head over to Varan. I guess we could jump both of them to Scab Reach and attack there. I really doubt that this army can take Varan out, especially now that it has a Cygor due to the tier 3. Harpies, Bray Shaman, Cygor, and Giant Feral Manticore from this alone, that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. Speaking of Cygors, we actually need to be in a Herdstone territory to recruit this? Oh, game. I mean, I guess you're heading to Varan, but still. What you want to do, however, is head... What do you have here? Hunting spear? No, uselessness. Go into encampment, stay right beside Malagor so that you don't die, but you're gonna be the only army that's using Ungor Raiders, so start building a couple of them. I don't know how many. Eventually we'd like to probably replace them with Chosen Sangors, but it'll take a significant amount of time to build up enough Chosen Sangor capacity to be able to fully replace the Ungor Raiders, but, eventually. And we'll use them in the meantime. Otherwise, they're just a straight-up upgrade that can fight and melee at the same time. Alrighty, anything else that we need to do this turn? We still have 4 turns in the Call of the Wargors. Actually, I just wanted to double-check the Bulgors again. Or not Bulgors, the Gorbulls. Tough and, Khorne's Fury. I'm very tempted to get this guy on the field. Although I guess we can wait at the same time, because he can join the Khornate army, which is definitely going to be part Khorngors and part Minotaur. Kazrak, is there a... I'm now wondering, should we do the Khorne army with no caster? You know what, I guess we could do the Khorne army with the Bray Shaman of Beasts again, mostly because... Oh, and there's one with Unsated Bloodlust. Damn, we gotta get more Bray Shaman capacity as well. That would be nice. In fact, that's probably the thing that we're going to choose. The Beast one works well with Khorne because there's a lot of buffing and making them hit harder and not as much damage reliance, so we don't necessarily have to use the damage spells, and just so it feels right for Khorne's army. Anyway, the rest of this I think is good. We've got Consume Order ready to be completed. Is there anything we need else? Anything needed to do before we end the turn? Spend some of that dread, spend some of that cash. You know what, let's take a look at the cash for a second. Is there anywhere where we need to build our Herdstone upgrades? No, it doesn't look like it. I did want to get the next level of Chosen Sangors at Reichland proper. They're expensive, but it's another 10% dread. Every single bit of dread is going to be quite valuable. Though, wait, 1 second. We need to save up money for 2 purposes. First of all, to upgrade you. Second of all, to upgrade Malagor. So I wish we could do it this turn, but oh well. Although it's actually fairly cheap with Malagor. Yeah, alright, let's build a couple. Run and... where are you here? And Altdorf are good places for this. So, a Dreadful Shamanic Rituals here. And we'll do... whatever next level of Shamanic Rituals here is as well. Ruinous Seances. Those are my favorite seances. And we'll get the Coronate building upgraded by the time we get the army up and running. Anyway, building upgrade available on Ascent skill points outpost available. Did we move the Chaos Seeker? Indeed we did. Let's double check Diplo because I haven't looked at it at all for quite the while. And there's nothing really to do. Alright, that's fine. Well, that's fine indeed. End the turn. Oh, I probably could have chosen a reward for Taurox's rampage, but oh, whatever. Deathmaster Snitch. Oh, I was thinking he'd actually declare war, but now he's too scared. I guess we'll be the ones declaring war on him then. Which, to be fair, has been generally the case anyway. Alright. Ending the turn one more time, but oh wow, we are actually very much out of time, so let's just see if anything interesting happens, but otherwise, this should be the end of the episode, and... okay, now. It stopped for a second, so I thought it might attack us, and Constructor, Taurox the Brass Bull, Constructor, yeah. You know, that doesn't seem quite right, but I guess if he wants to construct, who's going to tell him no? Dominate the world gives us that miscast chance reduction, and we have been miscasting a lot. It's in fact the biggest source of damage to us at the current time. We would like to upgrade Primal Fury, as somebody pointed out in the comments, as well. Oh, we need to actually enable the recruitment for Chosen Sangors, eh? Really? Interesting. What does Sinja's Whisper do? Ooh, some nice upgrades for those Chosen Sangors. Well, we'll do that, and now I guess we will need to save money for this as well, then. Let's do Empire Beasts for now, just for that missile resistance during sieges. And yeah, we'll need to rack up a little bit of cash for a few of these things. And I guess a little bit of research rate. I might even make a Bray Shaman just to steal tech. I wasn't gonna before, but now. In fact, it might have been good to have Korgoth Chaos Seeker to steal some tech, but at the same time, we didn't want him deleted, though now we can replace him with a very high level of Bray Shaman, and yeah, we're gonna get some more Bray Shamans on the field. I just want to double check you. Are you able to steal tech, right? Yeah, hasten challenges. We get one at a very high level and have him follow an army around as well. Anyway, with that, we're out of time, and I'm going to call the episode here. Next time, we continue our rampage now through the Chevalier and the Dillioness's territories. Probably pop another ritual at Castlongi and try to rack up a little bit more rampage as we head southward and into the other territories of Kurun. Destroying Kurun is one of our main objectives. And we have to destroy Kurun, Reichland, which will fall shortly, Nordland and Averland, and then get the Oak of Ages. I think all of that will be possible within the next, let's say, 20 turns. We just have to make sure we head to Athaloran, which we're heading down to. We are also looking to get that Saint army up and running, and since we nearly have enough dread, the Nurgle army up and running shortly as well. So stay tuned for all that. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially to Threshold for the hour-long episode. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.